Great to have you with us. Maybe let's start off with this. Who are you and what are you doing?
I'm Director General for the Swedish Energy Agency, and I'm here because we have a very good strategic and important collaboration with our Austrian colleagues.
What is the Swedish Energy Agency doing?
Well, we're doing, you could say, everything within the energy system, but one of the core things we are doing is funding research, innovation when it comes to clean energy technologies.
So it's a state-owned organization?
It's a state. It's an agency from to the government. So yeah.
And you are funding basically private projects?
Private projects, yeah. Most of them up to 50%. Some 100% if they're early stage. And we're working from basic research to commercialization and even going to the market outside of Sweden.
And if you guys look at projects, like based on what KPIs you make decisions on what you fund and what you don't fund? So basically, what is driving your decision?
Well, more and more so that we're seeing that it is a solution, an innovation that actually can make a change. Because time is not on our side when we want to combat climate change. So we need to have products out there, new solutions, new technologies that actually can immediately, more or less, have an impact and reduce emissions.
So I totally hear you. And with this in mind, like, what are currently, like, let's say, the top 3 projects that you have looked at? Where you say, okay, this is incredibly exciting, and you are just like incredibly happy about funding and hope to see it unfold.
Yeah, but we have one that is Climb On, that is working with low heat waste from industry. To use that instead of it just vaporizing out in the thin air, we use it to convert it to green electricity. That's one thing, because there's so much low temperature heat waste out there in industry or globally. So that's one thing. Another thing is the company called Surf Cleaner that actually is collecting garbage, plastics, oil, and other substrates from the ocean as like a huge vacuum cleaner, which is so important because it's also dealing with other environmental problems.
I mean, to me, it really seems like also, renewable is kind of like this area. Like, we are actually cleaning up stuff that, has been done the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and now we are kind of like cleaning that up, right?
Could you take that again, please? Sorry.
I'm just like saying, to me, it feels like that we are cleaning up basically past sins right now.
Yeah. For sure, we are. And I think that what we need to do now is to realize the opportunities and the possibilities that lies in energy transition, going to more renewables, both for the countries, for the climate, for the consumer, and for companies.
Absolutely. So, based on your insider knowledge, like, what do you think is you guys on the kind of like on the government side of the table should actually become better at?
Well, we need to pool our resources, that's one thing. And then we also have to create legislation and rules and laws that actually rewards and facilitate sustainability. Today, most countries have legislation that goes cross each other. It's a kind of, it makes it difficult to be sustainable.
Can you give us a concrete example?
Well, I think, for instance, procurement. We need to have more innovative procurement, and we need to have procurement that actually says that, well, look, you are trying to have a sustainable solution here. Go for that. That's good. Today, it's more about procurement that goes with the cheapest alternatives. So we can do that. We need to change that, for instance.
I'm really curious, like, I'm sure you have heard about Greta. She's from your country. Like, what is your take on this phenomenon?
Which phenomenon?
Greta Thunberg. Huh? Oh, the young lady.
Oh, Greta. Sorry.
Sorry, that's my pronunciation.
No. Well, I mean, she is fantastic. Because what she is showing is that there is an anxiety out there. You have to take that serious. And I think that what she have done is woken a lot of people up. And I think that what we need to do now that has the power, decision makers, people like me, politicians, business CEOs, we need to take our responsibility now to say that young generation should not be worried about the future. They should see it as something that will be improved.
I mean, the way I see it, to me, it shows that there's a huge energy, and we just need to funnel that energy to do good instead of like destroying, right?
Yeah, for sure. but we can't. I mean, there's too many people ridiculing her emotions, saying, but she doesn't show any solutions. No, it's not her responsibility to show solutions. It's our responsibility that actually have the possibility of taking those decisions.
So we at Lab 10, we are building open blockchain protocols, open source, all of that. What is your take on blockchain technology in the sense of like how important will it be to underpin and to basically facilitate this transition towards the renewables and zero carbon society?
Very important. I mean, it's a question of our future in a way, because all societies will be affected by climate change one way or another. I think that anything that actually makes it simpler to become more sustainable as an individual, as a community, as a country, and blockchain is one of those methods and those possibilities. I think, though, on the other hand, that blockchain as a concept needs to be explained much more easily for the common citizen, in a way.
Well, ultimately, I think the common citizen doesn't even need to understand what is running below, right? I mean, it just needs to be. I think the common citizen wants to have an amazing user experience, right?
Yeah, you're right. But then again, sometimes you use these kind of concept words like blockchain or whatever, and then they're having their own value in a way, just a concept, and it makes confusing things. But you're right. You don't need to know what it's named. You just need to make it happen. And the more simple it is to be sustainable, the better.
So, Andrén, maybe my last question to you is: what is it that makes you wake up in the morning?
What makes me wake up in the morning?
What is your passion? Like, what is driving you?
Yeah, my driving. But it is actually to have a possibility to have an impact and have an added value and try to make things better. And so I've been working in the public sector for all my life because I think that I want to make the society a better place with what I can do.
Thank you, Andrén.